Hello everyone, my name is TiffyMissWiffy and today I'm going to go over the first quest in Raft. I'm going to cover how to get started, what to do once you get to your first island, and also I'll then backtrack to cover all the items needed to craft in order to get there. I'll have timestamps below in case you need to hop around. To get started, we need to build one receiver and 3 antennas to start the quest. The receiver and antennas need to be 1 full level or higher than the main level of your raft. If you're struggling to build a level up, I started with the stairs, then added in some posts, and then added the floor to the posts. Also, if you mess up, bring your axe out. Your receiver and antennas need to be on the same level as each other or 1/2 level below or above. They also need to be so many squares apart from each other. Mine were approximately 4 squares apart, but the receiver will let you know if they're too close when you turn it on. The receiver also requires a battery to run, which will drain as you have it running. But once the battery is dead, a new one will need to be crafted. So what I did is I would toggle the receiver on, make sure I was heading in the right direction, and turn it off. Once turned on, the blue dot indicates your quest location. Going forward, after the first island, green dots will be large islands that are within a certain range of your raft. Press T to open your story journal. You'll see a 4-digit tab, which is the location code needed for your receiver. Thankfully, the first time doing this, when I turned on the receiver, it automatically was entered, but going forward, you're going to have to enter it. Use the sail to point you in the right direction according to where the blue dot is when you're looking at the receiver. The sail is an item unlocked when you started the game, so no research required. If you get stuck on how to craft something, check out the timestamps below. Otherwise, let's cover what to do once you get to the radio tower. Once at the radio tower, you'll need to get a 4-digit code at the top to get the coordinates for the next quest location. Once complete, you will see a new tab in your journal. There are notes to collect along the way, and in the same room as your 4-digit code is a blueprint to craft a headlight. To enter the code, use the lever to the right to select which digit you would like to increase or decrease. Now, time to backtrack on the individual items we need to craft to get to the receiver and the antenna. For the blueprints for the receiver and the antenna, you're going to get these from barrels with your plastic hook from the ocean. It doesn't matter if you die with these items on you, as they are automatically absorbed into the research table. They're not really needed and you can toss out the blueprint. Even if you don't even have a research table yet, it will already be there when you get it. I know because I died playing solo and it happened to me. For the research table, it is something that you'll already have unlocked when you start the game. If you go to the research table, you can scroll down to figure out what items you need to research in order to unlock an item to craft it. Researching an item uses it. For example, if I researched a giant clam, I would need to find another one to use towards crafting a bird's nest. The research table only requires planks and scrap to craft. As for scraps, you can get them from barrels in the ocean, those rafts you randomly find floating that sink the second you jump on them, and underwater by using your hook. When it comes time to craft the receiver, once you have your blueprint, you will need to research plank, plastic, a hinge, and a circuit board before you can actually craft the receiver. As for the antenna, once you have your blueprint, you'll need to research scrap, a bolt, a circuit board, and you're going to need 3 antennas in total once you can craft them. For both the hinge and the bolt needed for your antenna and receiver, they are made with metal ingots, which you can get by putting metal ores into a smelter. They can also be found in chests on islands or on empty rafts that you find in the ocean. This is how I was able to get both of these items researched before I even had a smelter. For the smelter, you're going to need to research a plank, scrap, a nail, and a dry brick before you can craft it. As mentioned earlier, you can get scraps from barrels, rafts, and underwater by using your hook. Nails are made from scrap and can be crafted right away. They do not need to be researched. A dry brick is made by taking a wet brick and tossing it onto your raft to dry out in the sun. You can craft a wet brick right away. It does not need to be researched. It will require sand and clay, which you can get by mining underwater with your hook. For the circuit board, it is the last item that both the receiver and antenna need to be researched in order to craft them. It's going to require the most work as you need to have the smelter in order to do the copper ingot. You will also need plastic and vine goo researched as well. For the vine goo, it's created by putting seaweed into the smelter. It can also be found in crates around islands, and that's how I was able to research it before I had a smelter. As for crafting though, you're going to need the smelter anyways for the copper ores, so it would be much faster to melt it down yourself than to test your luck with the crates. Metal and copper ingots. Last item we need, so you need a smelter and you need your ore. The ore you kind of find a little deeper in the water. I tend to go off to the side a little on the banks, and that's where I'll find both the metal and the copper. You can use an oxygen bottle, which will allow you to go deeper into the water, but I found copper without one no problem, as well as the metal ores. Flippers will help you swim faster, but again, not required. I was able to get everything I needed playing solo. You might want to consider shark bait. This will occupy our friend. However, honestly, it is just faster to kill Bruce. Get a few hits in when they're nomming on the corner of your raft. Alright, so that should be hopefully everything you need. I hope it was helpful. Come find me on the Instagram, on the Twitter. And if interested, I can continue on. I have completed everything with a group of friends, and now I'm just trying to backtrack solo for guides. So if you're interested in the next guide, please let me know. And I don't know, guys, maybe see you around.